Hello, my name is Paul Connett. I'm a retired professor of chemistry. I specialized in environmental chemistry and toxicology, and I've been researching the issue of fluoridation for nearly 17 years. This culminated in the publication of a book, The Case Against Fluoride, which I wrote with two other scientists. I'm particularly excited to come back to New Zealand because Auckland is the home of the late Dr. John Colquhoun, who was the principal dental officer of Auckland. And for many years he promoted fluoridation both as a dentist and as a counselor. And then in 1980 he was sent on a world tour to find the evidence that would once and for all show that fluoridation saved tooth decay. He went to Asia, he went to Australia, he went to North America, he went to Europe. And unfortunately, behind the scenes, the researchers told John that they weren't finding any difference in tooth decay between the fluoridated communities and the non-fluoridated communities. Obviously, John was upset, but he also was a man of the highest integrity, and he spent the rest of his life fighting to stop the damage that he had started with fluoridation. He fought to get an end to fluoridation. Unfortunately, whilst he was promoting it, he had a lot of power. Once he started to fight it, he found that power disappeared. But a very inspiring man. I was able to interview him here in Auckland in 1997. John also did a PhD after he retired, and one of the things he found was that the trial which launched fluoridation in New Zealand, the trial in Hastings with the control city of Napier, was a fraud. They dropped the control city after a year or two, and then they compared tooth decay at the beginning of their experiment and at the end of their experiment. What they didn't tell people is they changed the methodology. So the reduction in tooth decay was a complete artifact. And so this was fraud. Fraud launched fluoridation in New Zealand. Don't have to get bogged down in the science if you want to stop fluoridation. You first got to recognize that this is a lousy medical practice. We have never used the water supply since we started fluoridation for any other drug, any other medicine. And the reasons are obvious. Once you put a medicine in the drinking water, you can't control the dose because you can't control how much water people drink. You can't control who gets it. It goes to everybody, including people that should definitely not get fluoride. People with poor kidney function, people with borderline iodine deficiency, babies, high water drinkers. And finally, the reason it's a lousy medical practice is you're forcing medication on individuals without their informed consent. Any doctor should be ashamed to endorse or promote fluoridation because it violates this important modern medical ethic. You must tell a patient what the good thing is for a drug, but you've got to tell them the bad side as well, and they have to make up their own mind. That's called informed consent to medication, and that right has been ripped away by your government in this country. So anybody that's watching this, do everything that you can, if you live in Auckland, to stop it in Auckland. Auckland, as you know, is New Zealand's biggest city. If we can stop it in Auckland, that will be the end of fluoridation in New Zealand. It's not easy to win a court case on this because we are fighting the government, endless deep pockets of government. And also the dental associations are very, very well heeled, and the industries that have an interest in keeping fluoridation going, lots and lots of money there. So it's not easy to win this in court, but we can win it in the court of public opinion. Fluoridation is one health issue which is as easy to stop as turning off a tap. But to turn off that tap, you need the political will. And to get that political will, you need masses of people, educated and organized. And I hope that this videotape that you're making here is part of informing people and getting them organized.